Hi everyone, welcome back to the Problem Solved podcast. Today I'm really fortunate to be joined by Nathan Grimmond from Grimmond Construction. Hey mate.
Hey Matty, how you going, mate?
Good. I'm really happy you could join me today.
Mate, super pumped to be here.
Yeah.
I've been watching a few of the videos. I hit you up and said, hey, let's do this.
No, I appreciate it. We've known each other for quite some time. Shared an office next to each other for a short period as well.
And then took over that office.
Yeah, then ended up taking up my office and kicked me out. But mate, I've been following your career quite closely, and I've just seen a massive growth in your business, and sort of earmarked you as an up-and-coming builder on the coast, doing some really good stuff in the luxury space. And I just wanted to open up and maybe talk through a bit of that, if that's all right today.
Yeah, appreciate it, man.
But maybe just touch on where Grimmond's come from, how long you guys have been at it, and just a little bit of a snapshot of your history.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit unique to most builders because I started as an architect, studied to be an architect. So I was an architect first before I was a builder.
Yep.
It's quite unique to most builders. So Grimmond leads from that perspective in a way that we have intrinsic value in the vision rather than just based on drawings and spec.
Yeah, right.
So we blur the lines a bit with that because as a builder you need finishes and spec to, give what you want. But in the same breath, we actually understand the vision when we talk to the client and can achieve that result.
Through that.
And then adding different ways of doing it. So you might be halfway through the build and we actually give the option to change something.
I kind of picked that up as well with the times we have worked together and just in conversation. I think, and it kind of makes sense now looking at the projects that you've done and delivered, is, there are visionary projects in terms of in that luxury res space. So you really are able to take the idea that the client has and work with their design team to deliver it. And I think your background, certainly from what I can see, does add that sort of intrinsic value, and you're able to achieve some really, really good design outcomes. Is that how you kind of see it? It's the
intent.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, morally, I don't want to build anything that looks shit. I look at it and go, no, we can't do that.
Yeah.
Or if, for example, something happens all the time where you order timber treads and then you've got timber floor, it's hard to get them a match. So we make sure that we go and build the treads to match the timber floor, not use different.
Yep.
So it's those small little things that will make or break a project. And also being excited about trying to solve difficult problems and provide different outcomes that not your everyday contractor would be able to provide.
Yeah.
But the challenge with that is we really do lack resources here, and our trade skill, it's good in Southeast Queensland in general, but compared to the rest of the world, our trade skill is not the best.
Yeah.
You compare to Japan and everyone's doing 40-year apprenticeships to be a carpenter, right? So you've got to also come up with design solution ways that give a good result that makes it easy for the trade to achieve the outcome.
Yeah. So I just wanted to touch on that as well. So if we could just have a bit of a snapshot what you've seen in the last, say, 5 years in the industry and where you see the industry at now, what are the main challenges as a contractor on the Gold Coast that you're facing?
Oh, man. Well, I think people are completely misunderstanding how serious it is.
Yeah.
So if you were building 5 years ago to now, completely different story. Any builders that were coming back up back then, and most of them got out of it and quit in the last few years or went bankrupt because of it.
Yeah.
Material prices, a minimum 40% more, if not double. You're dealing with a labour pool that's shortening, and you get more and more work. So you've got more competition in builders with a smaller pool of suppliers, and everyone's competing with that same pool of suppliers. So you're either going to lose quality or you're going to pay more.
Yep.
That's the reality of it. And it's difficult. You've got to fight every day for it. So relationships is a big one, having good relationships with your trades and suppliers. And then the second's the brand. Yep. People want to be associated to a brand.
With your building brand.
With your building brand, because they know you're trying to build something special. They want to build special. At the end of the day, I was a subcontractor before I was an architect or a builder, so I've been on the other side of the fence. Mm. You want to do everything with integrity. Like if you go and do a horrible job, like you're not getting any fulfillment out of it.
Yeah.
So when these trades are not knocking together 100 homes out the back of Pimpamar, they get bored, they actually come in and they do something special. They get incited by it. So that's what we're trying to build with our project. So we get trades that actually want to be a part of it and buy into what we're doing.
Yeah, and that's certainly been the case for your Monaco project and your Trez project.
Yeah.
Which is high-end luxury. The Monaco one was a high-end luxury residence, and then the Trez is a multi-story res.
Correct. Yeah, it's a mid-rise.
Mid-rise, yeah.
Boutique sort of style.
Yeah.
Touching on both, I mean, Monaco's just been nominated for the Master Builders Award, which is really exciting.
Awesome.
See where that gets to. But that place is special. Had a client that was willing to go all the way with the design and not sacrifice anything, and we took our time and we got it to where it is. I think there's 57 arches inside.
Wow.
And they're not just like a normal arch, they're a diamond arch. So,
Pretty
and then
special.
when the column lands, it lands on a diamond. So you can imagine all your plastering work is all done like that. So there's not one corner. So when you look up in the corner of your rooms, there's not one corner. It's every part of that building curved.
Every part.
There's not a corner in the house.
Yeah, wow.
Everything. So when you see in a studio, they do photo shoots in like the vanishing walls.
Yep.
That's what the whole house is.
Jeez. Well done.
So it's crazy. But that's only one element of it. We've got giant cantilevered concrete slab that comes out and down turns 1 metre, but then curves through space. And then it's got a steel lintel on that has brickwork on it. So it looks like the brickwork's floating around the whole building.
So, I mean, just touching on the point before, we've seen construction prices go crazy in the last 5 years. We've seen a drop in apprenticeship levels, right? We've seen a drag on resources out the industry. So not only is there a lack of resources, but there's also been a reduction in skilled resources. So when you talk about projects like Monaco or Trez, where you do need such a high level of skill and tradesperson to complete the work to the required quality, it's makes the whole process a lot more complicated, and it's harder to find those resources. So, I mean, practically, what have you guys done? You touched on relationships, but is it more of an on-site management presence that you're working on? Is it and I don't want to get onto in a second. I know you've got some creative ideas of how to change the way you're building, and I'd love to touch on that in a second. But any practical advice for any other builders at the moment that you've sort of picked up on the last few projects?
So the practical advice with it is it's you can't leave it up to your estimators. A lot of builders rely on the estimators heavily to do it, but the estimators aren't going to think creatively. So with the architecture-led vision, I know you didn't want to say more on that, but it's kind of, I have to. We came up with different methods of providing the accuracy and building it and to bring the cost down. So for example, the whole thing was curved perfectly for the formwork side of things, and then the steel lintel had to curve to match that. The only way you can do it, and what we all use now, and people are starting to get better at it, is all the technology. I'm not talking AI. I'm talking we've always built with CAD from architecture drawings, but the builders grab those drawings and work on PDFs on site. They very rarely use them other than sending them for their frame modelling or whatever.
Yep.
I went and used my local sign maker who's got a CNC machine, grabbed the CAD files and printed all the formwork there.
Really?
Yep. So
what for the floors and the ceiling?
So every radius, so this is building the formwork.
Yep.
So every radius matched the CAD plan to the millimetre.
Your sign maker to cut the formwork.
Yeah, so Paul from Sign Makers down in Burleigh, he makes all the beautiful signs around the coast.
Yeah.
Went and saw him, took him 300 sheets of ply. We got the CNC, the CAD file up on his CNC layout and built all the formwork.
Wow.
Then all it was labour installing it. We got the surveyor to pin to those points, and then we got the CNC to do it.
And you took control of that process just to make sure that the quality was going to be right on the back end.
100%, because I couldn't risk that radius being wrong because all the steel had to be bent to that.
Yeah.
So they're bending that. And then you put the steel lintel on it. You're talking 200 by 100 galvanized angle that's curving.
Yeah, wow.
And then we had to bolt that into that 150 beam. So if that was in or out, you'd have like a gap like this, you know. So everything had to be methodically done like that for the computers. It's just, you don't get taught that as a builder. I got taught that at Bond University and then was able to apply it practically.
From your design background.
From the design background. Yeah. And it's just a skill that we learn, but no one taught you that. So it's, how do we integrate not AI, but technology to builders and give them the skills to be able to physically use it on site?
Yeah, well, it's kind of a merging of that technology and on-site work. So sounds like you've bridged a bit of a gap there.
Correct, because all the architects are doing, and they do it in the classes, they use all the modelling and they do fabrication. So, you know, like, is it Vivid in Sydney, the big light show?
Yeah.
They do all those installations and make beautiful shapes. But no one's really gone and brought that into construction yet. And they haven't improved technologies for that.
So you found a bit of a gap and been able to do that
Correct.
on your last couple of projects.
And then with those arches, I played with that on a CNC and built the arch out of that. And we tested and we did one-to-one prototypes. But it was too hard to plaster. We ended up building big molds.
To do that, yeah.
But that's just research and development, man. Everyone's so busy trying to get ahead and keep on top of stuff that they don't really have the time or energy to risk something like that. And that's where it was good. We had a client that was willing to go the extra way to work that out.
And getting your subcontractors on board with that and getting them to become part of that journey, easy, hard, what was any learnings out of that?
Mate, we're all from the coast. We're all good guys.
Yep.
We're all like, there's no hierarchy on site. So when I give them an idea, they're like, man, this makes my life way easier. And now they're bringing me for all their jobs doing that. I'm like, mate, come on. So, everyone's open to new suggestions. We've got to change. It's hardest things to do as people is change, but there's a better way to do things, man. Tradies are open to it and they're all struggling. Like everyone that's at the top of their business, running their business, they've got the same problem as us. With their stuff,
time, resources.
Yeah, they've got less staff. It's not just the subcontractor themselves. They're struggling to get talent to help them do the jobs. I think for every 7 people that retire, we have 1 person coming in.
So in terms of your culture, in terms of how you run your business and your site, it's super collaborative by the sounds of it.
Yeah.
You're really working with them to set the site up and set the process up so it's easier for your trades.
It's a partnership.
Yeah.
We're all building something together.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, like you get to see it on social media now because we can all present it. And it's so good for the tradies to be able to show their partners and their family, this is what I built.
Yeah, this is what, and be proud of it.
Instead of having to drive around all the side, hey, I built that. Well, I poured that concrete footpath. You know what I mean? So that's opened up new worlds. People get excited by it.
That's awesome. And the proof's in the pudding because, I mean, those 2 projects are great, mate. They look unbelievable.
We've done a fair few more since.
Yep.
I know you wanted to talk about it, but I've just finished my own house and we did a trial importing products, which was huge success.
And that's, I really wanted to do a deep dive on that today, if that's right with you.
100%.
Because I think that is, out of all the conversations we've had, I mean, that is super innovative of what you've done. And I'd just like to maybe open up the game plan with that if you want to share, and because you've basically highlighted, from what I can see in your business, you've gone, right, these are the problems in the industry at the moment, or the key obstacles, lack of trades, resources, costs, and you've come up with a solution to sort of deal with each one of those problems, and that's by importing through from overseas.
Yeah, well, fate's a funny thing. You meet certain people along the way and certain opportunities happen. And just with my, the same architecture thinking, I was open to the idea when someone said, oh, would you like to import? I said, they didn't push me hard, but they said, come have a look for yourself. So we went over and we did some traveling, went around all different factories and decided, okay, let's have a crack at this. But before I put our name on the line, let's build a prototype for myself, and that'll be my own house. And then if it works, so be it. So we've been doing that back and forth, mainly out of China. We're doing a few other countries as well. But the quality is superior. The lead times are better. It's more reliable. It's precise. It's precise. What I was talking about, like CAD files before, I'm confident working with CAD files. I know if I give them a CAD file, they will be able to replicate that CAD file.
Yeah. But it's your understanding of that technology too.
Yeah.
So with your house, you had a look at all the shop drawings, you tweaked them all, you put it up on you basically did that whole design service as part of the process.
Correct.
And just absolutely nailed it.
And then even when they send the drawings, you know yourself. When the architect draws the drawings, they're giving you the frame opening.
Yeah.
Yeah, not plaster, not this, you know. So got the drawings, go do the reviews, you do it. The difference that I have done with this is people have imported windows. People have imported kitchens. People have imported tiles. I've imported everything.
You've imported everything down to the furniture.
Down to the furniture.
Yeah, which I thought was cool.
And the furniture's all custom. So they came with shop drawings and I tweaked them and made sure they would fit between my bed and the edge of the bed wall.
Because from what I've seen, it sort of blew me away when I looked at it.
It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, so I mean, you've got 5-star quality finishes. You know, the stone looks awesome, the joinery looks awesome, and then the furniture that you've imported, just
next level.
It's
right?
next level, and it takes the space to even another level,
yeah.
Which I thought was pretty cool.
It's pretty. It's inadequate to say we're just builders, right?
Yeah.
It's because you can go pick anything out of a catalogue, but the way, like, that's one type of design. I used to do designs where everything was white.
Yeah.
I do designs where they're beachy. That design was to be very specific and very edgy all around that Patagonia stone.
Yep.
So you can create it. You're not pushing anything into a corner. If you have a look at those videos and photos, you can see the wall panels. So for context, people that don't know, we've got, instead of plasterboard, we've got wall panels all around the walls. Yeah. So when you go to a hotel and you see all those feature wall panels on walls, these look like leather. That's the one I picked. It was like a nice beige leather. That was the one we did our design with all travertine floors. But you could have that as timber if you want. You have, your options are endless.
Yeah, but just the luxe feel.
It just feels amazing, right? It's how you make all the materials harmoniously talk to each other.
Yeah.
Right? And I think that is where I get the buy-in from my staff, my team, my talent, because they're not just building. Like my 2IC, Zach, he talks like I do now to clients. It's like, oh, we should do this and we should do that, and like add elements that actually improve
the overall space.
Improve the overall space.
Yep. And let's talk through the practicalities of that and the process. So a client would come to you and say, hey, I'd love to build this house and I want to utilize selections from overseas.
Yeah. So
let's step through the process.
Okay. So there would be, we're still trying to work out the nuts and bolts of it because there's certain amounts you need to order to be able to make it feasible, right?
Yeah.
So if you're coming and saying, oh, I just want this many for my house of wall panel, it's going to be difficult.
Yep.
But if you package your whole house and said, we want a whole house, we want the design start to finish, we'll work through you on a design, we can do the whole thing.
And that's the model, right? So the model is you're not picking elements of the house. You are actually saying, hey, I'm gonna take the whole house and supply basically everything in that house and bring it in.
Correct. Because if I don't have control of everything, I've got zero control.
Yeah.
If you want me to just supply one part, I can't control all the other outcomes.
Yep.
And from a design perspective, if you want fluidity and make it feel nice, you need to control all.
So you guys would package up the whole house and then organise procurement.
Correct.
Organise shipping, get the material here when it's needed, and then plan your whole construction time around that container landing.
Correct.
Yeah.
So we build our programs. We've done a few of them now. We've done up to a 400 square metre house. You could go up to any size you want, obviously.
Yeah.
But we know a 400 square metre house through these methods, we can guarantee a year build, end to end, full turnkey, swimming pool, carports, furniture, everything done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
As long as you don't start in the middle of Chinese New Year, you're all right.
Yep.
But you just got to program that.
And the cost benefit was crazy too, right?
Yeah. So cost benefit, the issue we have here is, you know it, Matty, over the last 5 years, you're not getting value. It's not about what you're paying. You're paying for something, and you'd be happy to pay it if you're getting a good quality. Trades are reducing the quality of their product or trying to find a cheaper material to use here to provide the product. So, for example, you get your carcass might be all white inside. Like if you're looking at a really luxury high-end home, I would want to see that walk-in robe with all the timber laminate through it, not open timber laminate doors and then have white melamine inside. And that's what we're seeing locally. So you're not getting value for money and you're paying the roof for that. So by going over there, we're actually getting value. We're paying what we used to pay, getting more product and more of it.
At a high standard.
At a higher standard. So when you walk through your house, you're not just having sliding mirrored doors with a couple of white melamine cupboards in your second and third bedrooms. You've got laminate and you've got beautiful timber in there.
Yeah.
Like Polytech.
And then what I noticed as well about your place was the plumbing finishes, electrical like this. It was upgrade in spec on each item, which on totality made a big difference. When you looked at the whole place as one, it just lifted the.
And that's, I think, I know where to spend money too. So for example, the tapware and the electrical. So your normal down lights and your tapware, I didn't stuff around getting them overseas. I got them locally. But I knew the type of brand, I knew the type of product that people appreciate, and I know which would work good. So we spend a little bit more on there, but it still fit within the budget.
Yep.
When you're talking about a house and not 50 units, it's not really worth going in tapware. But feature lighting, when you see those photos and those videos, that light is intentional. So that's architectural lighting that I've imported through interior designer over there that makes their own brand.
Yep.
So every light is indirect. So when you see it, that's why you've got the mag glow. None of those lights are shooting directly. They're LEDs that are hidden that sit within a coffer. So it's those little elements that make the big difference.
And one of my other observations as well was is it the reduction in labor that's assisted with you importing everything? A lot of it sort of plugs into the design. Your joinery comes in, you plug it in. Your wall paneling, so no painting. It was just wall painting. A lot of it, there was a lot of joinery. So there's more joinery pieces and components than normal.
Yeah.
Is that, there must be some sort of benefit there in having that, because you've reduced your on-site labor to a certain extent. Have I read that correctly?
You've nailed it right. So your plasterer, they've gone up so much because it's a skilled trade. Plastering used to be cheap. You put your plasterboards on, anyone could. There's only a handful of people that can still set properly without seeing holes like that.
Yeah, and there's a shortage on the coast at the moment,
shortage,
right? You can't get enough guys to site.
Even if I wanted the guys, I can't get them. I'll have to wait a month. It delays the project. I'll pay a premium. The wall panels removes it.
You just plug.
No more. I just put the wall panels on. Any carpenter or a tradesperson could actually do that. A timber floor guy could lay it. Anyone could lay it. A handyman could lay it.
And you don't have to come back and paint it?
You got no painting. The maintenance is a lot better. There's external wall claddings that I've done as well that are like stone. All you do is hose it. There's no repainting.
Yeah.
From a maintenance perspective, it's great.
I was going to touch on that. So from a maintenance perspective and a longevity perspective, it's actually a better outcome.
It's a better outcome.
Yeah.
And you know what the plasterers are starting to appreciate now? Because they were getting pissed at me. You can imagine. I'm taking scope off them. But they appreciate it now because the stuff they were coming back and fixing as defects
doesn't have to happen.
Was all the stuff on the walls.
Yeah.
They come in, they do their ceilings.
And then it gets nicked.
They do their bathrooms. All the bathrooms are fully tiled. The ceilings never get hit. So your ceilings and your bathrooms are fully tiled. Your ceilings are all painted. They come in, get their job done and move on to the next. They don't get callbacks.
Yeah.
And the wall panels come in and, you're finished. So from a programming perspective, it's a lot easier. You almost go from the house looking 50% done to fully done within a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Because you full rough in and everything is sitting there open, all your insulation, and then you tile, you get everything done, all your waterproofing, all you finish, all the rough in, gives you last minute changes to double check your rough in rather than rushing it all in a week so you can quickly get your sheets on.
Yeah.
Right up to that point when your joinery arrives at the ship, you can put your joinery on, wall panels in, done.
Done.
You know? So as you put your joinery on, if there's a cable or LED missing, you know it's already there.
Yeah. It's just quicker.
It's quicker. It's more efficient. It's more comfortable.
It's the labour rates that have hurt us
Yeah.
too. So that's where you're finding those efficiencies as well.
And when they're doing it, when they're pricing, it's the labour, but they're also pricing the risk. They're pricing, I know I've got to come back here and do defects again for another 2 weeks because the walls are going to be damaged. Yep. So then they add that margin on top and on top. So the more you can eliminate with them, have good relationship with your suppliers, you get them in and out, they make their money. Everyone's happy. You're smooth lining the process.
And I think as well what my observation when you showed me your place was you've got the aesthetics which you've taken to another level, right? So it's really high end. But then you talk about experience, and experience is really important because that's part of that luxury brand. But you had the wellness.
Yeah.
You had the wellness experience. So the product that you've developed, had the swimming pool, the sauna, right? Was it the...
Yeah, so you got an ice bath.
You had the ice bath.
Ice bath. You can swap it to spa.
Yep.
If you want. You've got a plungy pool, which is a good sized pool for kids. They love swimming in it, even for me to jump in it. So that can be heated as well.
Yep.
We've got a full size 6-person sauna. And that's all in like a beautiful wellness space. You've obviously, when I designed it, I made it all entertaining downstairs. Got rid of the downsize of the bedroom downstairs. Like this house is not for downstairs. It's for someone that wants to enjoy their life and